Hi, I'm Holly Anderson, and I'm an author of middle grade and young adult fantasy books that inspire and teach kids. And I'm also a motivational speaker for kids and teens. And I have a question for you. Have you ever felt worried or concerned about a child, the student or your own child, who has low self-esteem? And you wonder, what kind of choices will they end up making? Will they end up succumbing to peer pressure when the pressure mounts? Will they have to deal with hard things like bulimia, anorexia, abusive relationships, bullying, drugs? There are so many things that teenagers can get into when they have low self-esteem. These self-destructive behaviors all stem from how the child or that teen views themselves. And I have a message for every child and every teen. It's a question for them. How do you define yourself? This is a question I feel very passionate about, and let me tell you why. I have 4 kids of my own, and I have, I remember when I was in the hospital and I held my first baby for the first time. I remember the feelings that I had as a brand new mother. My baby was born with a cleft lip and a cleft palate and clubbed feet. I remember being super excited and holding the baby in my arms. I was so excited to be a new mother. And yet I was very concerned about how my son would view himself. I wanted to make sure that I taught him how to view himself with confidence. I wanted him to feel that he could do anything, that he had great possibilities. I wanted him to look in the mirror and see what I saw, which was amazing potential. And I teach this message to all my kids and to other kids and teens. I feel very passionate about how you define yourself. I didn't want my son to believe other kids if they were making fun of him or if they were being mean. I wanted him to already know who he was inside because he had already defined who he was. So he wouldn't let other people try and do that for him. I know that there's a lot of different ways to teach kids. One very powerful way that I have found is through stories. It's so much easier for kids, even for adults, but especially for kids and teens, to listen to a story. I teach through my stories through my books, and when I do writing workshops, and when I go to schools and do assemblies and teach the kids, I do it through stories. Powerful stories where there's characters that they can look at and they can resonate with. They can put themselves in the story and they can feel something. When you feel a lesson, it becomes a part of you and you learn so much better. It's a lot harder to forget a story than it is like a quote or a lecture. I know that every child has the ability to rise up and define themselves for themselves. They can look in the mirror every morning and know who they are so that when they get out to school, it doesn't matter what other people say because they already know who they are. I want to share this message with everyone, and so please keep on scrolling and you can see my testimonials from people who have listened to me speak, and you can also look at my YouTube channel, and there's also YouTube videos down below that you can look at and press, and you can watch me teach and do public speaking there and see samples of that. Also, there is a red button right below this video. If you press it, please share with us your name and your email. Then we can communicate and talk about your event and the details of the thing that you're creating with your kids and your students. So press the red button and I'll see you on the other side of the page. Thanks.